Isis, Ice Spice, Gaston. So, let's talk about her. I don't want to make this video too long. Actually, this video is quite long, and that's because I didn't write anything down for this. I thought I could just share my thoughts off the top of my head, and that is a problem because I have a lot of different thoughts, and it's hard for me to, like, organize things. So in the future with this kind of video, I'm definitely going to do research and write things out just so I can condense things more and have my points be more more concise. All right. Thank you. Enjoy the video. So I really just want to get right into the shits. Isis, 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 Isis. The longer people know her, the more they don't like her. And it's like, it's pretty fucking disappointing because when Munch first came out, I actually I like new artists. I like watching new artists develop and have their rise and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, like Munch is cute, like this is cute, like let's see what she could do. Like let's see what's happening here. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera for real, am I? I should probably do that, huh? And at first, like, she seemed like chill, cool, or whatever. But the thing is, and I think a lot of people thought that, but the thing is, when someone happens to be conventionally attractive, people can mistake a lack of personality as just being like nonchalant and cool. Cause like she never really like said too much, and then she started actually opening her fucking mouth. And we were like, whoa, bitch.
Wait a minute, who are you?
Calm it down. And she just had this crazy ass meteoric rise. Like she literally only had like 4 songs out before Munch. And now she's got a Taylor Swift feature, fucking Nicki Minaj feature. She's on the Barbie soundtrack with Nicki Minaj.
America, explain what?
She's at the Met Gala. She's like winning awards and whatever. And it's like, where the fuck did you even come from? But in the beginning, like, I was excited for Ice Spice, and she just continued to disappoint me. And at this point, it's just like, girl, you're just taking up space that don't belong to you. It really don't. Like, you have no business being here. You have no business being considered the princess of rap. Which, I'm gonna revisit that, I think. So she comes up with Munch. Deli was a slap. Boy's a liar. You know. That's pretty much it. Everything else sounds the same. And honestly, Ice Spice is like, if anybody like were to make a dictionary filled with all of Ice Spice vocabulary words, that book would be this thick. It's almost like the bitch is a little slow. Like, I don't know. Did you... I think like once I heard that she like was in college before getting famous. And I'm just like, okay. It does not show. Like, what did you learn? What were you even in school for? What were you supposed to be studying? Did you skip the English classes? Clearly. I don't know. It really just seems like it. And it really just seems like her only talent is shaking ass. And it's like, don't get me wrong, like, if that's like your number one asset, that's like your number one like thing that you do it to the best of your ability. Like, you know, make your life out of that shit if that's what you really like to do and whatnot. But you're supposed to be a rapper, not a dancer. And even then, you're not like you don't choreograph dances. Like, you don't dance for real. You just shake ass. You like a fucking reverse bobblehead, bitch. Bobble booty. Babadookie. She would like that. She'd probably call herself Miss Dookie. Miss Babadookie. Now I'm just picturing the babadook with like a fucking fat ass, and it's just like Ice Spice. What the fuck? Also, I came up with this after I finished filming this, but I have the perfect analogy for Ice Spice, right? Okay, think about those wind-up monkey toys with like the symbols, and they might do a little backflip, like every once in a while. It's like when you first see that, it's like, hey, like that's kind of fun, like that's entertaining, like yeah, but you soon realize that that's all it does, and that's not gonna keep you entertained forever. And so you take the little monkey, you sit him on a shelf, and you forget about him for like the next 12 years, but occasionally you pass it and you're like, oh yeah, that thing does a thing. Yeah. And then maybe you take it off the shelf and you wind it back up again because you're just like, let me see if it still does the one thing that it does. And then sure enough, backflipping with the symbols. And that's Ice Spice. Like, Ice Spice is like that backflipping wind-up toy monkey, except instead of symbols, it's just her fucking ass cheeks going like this. Like, that's so that you can't tell me that that's not an accurate description. That that's not an you can't convince me that's not an accurate analogy, okay? I actually did see Ice Spice in concert once, and let me tell you about that experience. Because you know what? I went to see Doja Cat last December. Apparently, it was the last tour date of her Scarlet tour, of her US Scarlet tour. I had gotten floor seats and everything. Like, I spent some good money to go see Doja Cat. And I saw that Doechii and Ice Spice were supposed to be the headliners, right? And I was like, okay, cool. Like, that would be like, to see Doechii and Doja, like, those are for real, like, my top 3, probably top 2 female rappers right now. Like, that would be fucking wondrous. And it wasn't until it got closer to the actual concert that I realized it was just gonna be Ice Spice opening the tour. And I was just like fucking blue, bitch. Like, I felt bamboozled. I felt scammed. Like, I really paid to see Ice Spice.
Wait a minute.
And I paid a good amount of money too. Like, and some of that's going to Ice Spice. And I don't get to see Doechii. Man, I was real fucked up about that, low-key. But I was like, most of the time is gonna be Doja Cat. Most of the time is gonna be somebody I actually do want to see. So, and I mean, like, she got some cute songs. You know, she's got Deli and The Boy's a Liar, and she did play those. But one thing I noticed during the show is that throughout most of the songs, nobody really sang along or was like vibing for real outside of those like 2-3 songs that got her famous, except for when she bent her ass over and twerked. That was whenever she shook her ass was when the crowd was the loudest. And it made me feel bad for her, honestly, because it was like, wow, like, this girl is really just valued for her body. And like, I wonder if she feels that. But then, like, I remember, I think it was a Vice article, and I believe I posted a TikTok of this too. I posted like a kind of a recap of me going to the Doja Cat concert and everything. But I think it was like this Vice article or interview or whatever she did, where she basically said like that all she wants to do is like make cute party music, and that she doesn't really particularly have any kind of interest in being like thought-provoking or introspective in her rap, or like just really interesting. And so I was like, maybe she does recognize that her body is what she's most valued for, and she just doesn't care. And it's like, okay, cool, whatever. Because I mean, there are plenty of like artists like that where like they really just want to make fun party music. And me, I just like, that's cool, like, you know, for the vibe, for the moment, for like you know, that kind of mood. But bitch, shaking ass ain't always the motherfucking mood. Niggas be sad. We in a recession. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to hear about how much money you have. We are struggling out here. Like, most of us do not relate to this at this current time. So like me personally, I am just like, I am seeking to be much more intentional with, not even just like, I crave to be more intentional with everything in my life. And that includes the media that I consume. And this is honestly like a problem that I'm having with female rap and kind of rap in general, but I feel like female rap more especially because I do feel like within the industry, they are particularly pushed very hard in a hypersexual direction, to where like they kind of aren't allowed to exist outside of this bad bitch, I scam niggas type of like sound and aesthetic and subject matter. Because that's really the thing for me, subject matter. Like, y'all are fucking boring. Like, you don't have anything else to talk about in your life. Like, okay, now I'm just talking about like rap in general. Not all of the girls are out here disappointing me though. That's why Doechii and Doja are at the top. But Ice Spice ain't nowhere near a Doja. Hell, Ice Spice ain't even a Lotto. And then flash forward a little bit to her fucking dissociative twerking on stage, looking like she don't want to be there at all. Dissociative twerking is absolutely motherfucking diabolical, bitch. Crazy shit. Like, how if you don't want to be here, like, you do not have to be doing this. Have you not made enough money by now to like pursue some kind of like real goal and dream of yours? Like, you clearly do not care that much about rap. Like, you are not impassioned about this. So like, why are you sitting here taking up space that could go to rap girlies that actually have something to say? Okay, so I recorded this video pretty quick and I didn't like write all my thoughts down or anything. So some points and opinions that I have are missing that I feel like should be added. I could have a lot more respect for Ice Spice and what she's doing if she was just playing the industry at her own game, got her money, dipped out, and invested that into something that she's genuinely passionate about. Or even just wanted to be a niche meme rapper or a party rapper. And like, she's kind of insinuated that by somewhat saying like she doesn't care to like be anything more than that. But what gets me is like, you can't be that and then simultaneously be expecting us to take you seriously as like one of the greatest of all time or some shit. Like,
America, explain! Explain!
Girl, that don't add up. Like, you can't be completely unserious and then simultaneously somehow trying to be posturing yourself up or cementing yourself as someone to musically take seriously. Because the slop that you have been serving us,
oh my God, what is that? What is that?
Doesn't cut it for that. And like, don't get me wrong, like, I love a meme rapper. I love like Comethazine and motherfucking Beat King, R.I.P. Beat King. I hate skinny bitches, skinny hoes, get no love. I see a group of skinny hoes, I call them bone thugs. That's one of the funniest bars ever. Like, come on. And people love them for what they do. People who are fans of them, they're fans of them for what exactly, no more, no less of what they offer. But also at the same time, nobody is arguing that they need to be at the Grammys, that they need to be considered for any type of awards, like.
Okay.
And it's just, it creates like almost a dissonance, if you will, where like this is the caliber of rap that you're serving, and yet you want to be up here sitting next to the greats. That don't make sense. And like, bitch, if you were to just own this, you know, and not try and take your very unserious ass rap too seriously, like, you would be criticized a lot less, because then nobody would be holding you to the standard of greatness that you're trying to posture yourself as. And it's like, at this point, like, and people don't even fuck with your music like that. Genuinely, the most valued thing about you is your body. And it's just like, at this point, bitch, you're not a rapper, you are a fucking sex worker. Like, and let me get this straight, absolutely no shade towards sex workers or anything like that. But the thing is, you would probably get a lot more like praise and a lot more long-lasting success if you just actually showed up as you are, which is a sex worker, instead of cosplaying as a rapper. Because then you wouldn't be getting criticized as much, because you would no longer be being held to the standard and expectation of rappers if you just showed up as what you really are, which is a fucking sex worker. Hey, look, it's me editing and I'm not in a bonnet. Cool, right? Anyways, I actually just want to make it clear here that I'm not trying to say that Ice Spice can't be great, that she can't apply herself and, you know, rise through the ranks and like really give us artistry, really earn her title of Princess of Rap. Right? I'm not saying she can't put in that effort, but I am saying she has consistently showed us time and time again that she does not give enough of a fuck to do so. She has quite literally insinuated that in the Vice article, and it shows in the way that, like, she is incredibly unresponsive to criticism to the point of becoming, like, very antagonistic about it. It's like, okay, girl, be trash then. Like, I don't know, like, go girl, give us nothing. So in my opinion, it's like this. She has like two options. It's either accept her fate as a meme rapper and stop trying to take herself so seriously, or be authentic in what it is that she's actually selling to us, stop cosplaying as a rapper, and be the sex worker that she actually is, because that is what she's really trying to sell to us. She appeals to the male gaze, not the female gaze. And that's also what I meant when I said, like, she's not a fashion girly. I don't know if by that point I mentioned that in this video, but I'll say that later on. Like, she's not interesting to look at. From a female gaze perspective, she does not serve. She does not eat. She can't dress. She's fucking boring. Like, just, there is not much that, as a female who enjoys hip-hop, like, there's not much she's giving here. Like, she's not serving enough of anything for anybody to eat. Like, I'm still starving. Still hungry whenever Ice Spice is mentioned.
Okay.
She didn't cook. She didn't serve. There's nothing on the table. The shit is bare. Like, okay, I'm done. Like, bitch, put the microphone down, turn around, and get your ass up on that pole. Because it's just like, why should we care about what you have to say? Why should we give a fuck about what comes out your mouth when you don't even care? And you said that shit yourself. You don't even care about your music. You don't care about innovating, evolving, growing. And at this point, we're bored and tired of what you do have to offer. So, and you would probably, in my opinion, it would just be much more I would have more respect for you if you would just do your sex work shit. Like, bitch, because at least then you would actually be motherfucking authentic. At least then you ain't gotta be on stage just socially twerking, faking the funk, knowing good and damn well that you don't even want to motherfucking be there. If you don't even want to be at your motherfucking shows, why do you think we would want to show up there? And then also, if you were to go ahead and go clock in at the red light district where you belong, this sounds like really mean towards sex workers, but it's no shade towards sex workers. It's all shade to Ice Spice because, bitch, this is what you are. This is the reality of what Isis is really giving. She's no kind of rapper. No kind of rapper. She is a sex worker cosplaying as a fucking rapper. That's what she is. But if you were to go take your ass and clock in at the motherfucking red light district, your weird ass scat fetish would probably be a bit more appreciated. Because you know what? Nobody likes the fucking poop bars. Nobody likes that shit. Any hip hop fan, hip hop rap commentator that I have paid attention to, seen talking about referencing Ice Spice in the slightest, nobody wants to hear that shit. Literally. Nobody wants to hear about that. And we all think you're weird for it. And it's strange you just keep doing it.
Explain.
And I'm just saying that there is a place, there is an area of life, there is a career for you that would be much more appreciated. Like some man will pay you to walk around in a diaper and shit on his chest or something. Like you would have much more longevity doing that than calling yourself a fucking rapper. Let alone the princess of rap, which is crazy to me because honestly, I'm gonna get into the tea a little bit. I'm gonna get into the tea just a bit. And the tea is that Nicki Minaj was only so quick to hail her up as the princess of rap because she was not threatened by Ice Spice. She saw her as somebody that she could put under her wing and take full control of and just make and mold and guide into whatever direction that she wanted to. I don't disbelieve Ice Spice when she was saying in those text messages like that the deal was not it. I don't disbelieve her on that. There are truly 1,000,001 other rap girlies that are miles more qualified to take that kind of title and have been for years. But you pick this girl that has 4 or 5 songs.
Wait a minute.
And you call her the princess of rap? It was almost insulting, to be honest. Like, really? And that's just because she was never threatened by Ice Spice. She never took her seriously like that. She wanted to call her the princess of rap so she could try and push other rap girls out the way. She don't even got the talent for that. Also, another way that Ice Spice really disappointed me is she can't even dress for her. She has no sense of style. What she wore to the first Met Gala was basic as fuck. That shit was a fucking prom dress. There are people going to prom dressed more immaculately, more glamorously than she was dressed at that like Karl Lagerfeld themed motherfucking Met Gala. And like that to me was just extra layers of disappointing because like even if I don't like a particular artist, whether that's like them as a person or their music, I don't care for that much. If the fifth eat, I will follow for a good aesthetic. I will follow for some nice ass fashion. But she's not even a fashion girly. Like, she's just so fucking boring. Just straight bland. Like, there is nothing to her beyond shaking ass. And it's actually, like, crazy. That's why it's like, she's a fucking sex worker. Like, that is all you have to offer. And it's not even like I'm suggesting or trying to insinuate that she could never grow or that she can't gain any more skills. The bitch just really seems like she doesn't care to, like she doesn't want to. She's like, y'all gonna get these poopy fart twerks and y'all gonna like it. And I mean, to a degree, we can't even really blame her for real, because y'all held her up so fucking quickly off of the bare minimum, off of barely motherfucking nothing. She got her rap career just because her ass was fat enough on TikTok.
America explain.
And then 4 or 5 songs in, y'all are like, yeah, princess of rap.
Wait a minute.
She got this far doing nothing, serving nothing, giving fucking nothing. So she's probably of the mindset of like she probably really thinks she is the shit. Like she probably really thinks like y'all blew this bitch's head up. Her motherfucking head is at this point bigger than that ass. She probably really fucking thinks that she's just like, she don't have to do too much. Like she don't have to improve. She don't have to like grow. She doesn't have to develop as an artist, because y'all gonna eat that shit up anyway. So why should she bother to do more work when she got this far doing fucking nothing? And on top of that, she says she miss poopy and she never stink, but bitch, that attitude does. Because people like real life try to give her genuine criticism, fans of hers, and it hardly even matters how you say it to her. Because the girl that was saying like she needs to work on her stage presence, she didn't even say it in some kind of like completely abhorrently rude way. It was just rather blunt, and she fat shamed her, which is funny because bitch, you wasn't always skinny. So like, I'm gonna need you to pipe down. You damn near had a fupa like a year and a half ago. Like don't do that. Don't do that at all. And that girl was cute. Like that right there was already ew for me. She put out the cover art for her album. It was just like poorly made, and somebody had remade it in a better way, because it literally had the album title on the trash can, which just is like bad optics, and honestly like was great symbolism for what the album truly was. Trash. But somebody tried to fix it, and they put like the title of the album in the background, and then they made her name the street sign, which was like actually I think so much cuter. And she got so like pissy about that. She caught herself trying to be mad about that, and I was like, girl, like he did you a favor and he did it for free. Like like she can't take no type of, she has zero desires to improve, zero desires to be better. So it's like, why? And yet you still want to command the same amount of attention. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't actually make sense. And I was watching, I think it was Blackie Speaks video that he put up today. And it was about how the industry like fake streams and shit and whatnot. And it's like, essentially the industry is like orchestrating, like feeding us mediocre crap, and that like the only way to fix it is through like the streaming platforms and stuff. And I don't think that's entirely true, because we as the consumers, there is power in our individual choices as well, because this shit is a two-way street. Part of the reason, yes, like there definitely is an agenda throughout the industry and whatnot, but part of the reason they continue to feed us this kind of fucking slop is because we continue to eat it up. We continue to consume it.
Why?
People want to be upset about artists like Ice Spice and Sexy Red and shit being so high up the charts and so played everywhere and whatnot. And it's just like, okay, so instead of sitting here and complaining about how much you don't like this person, how about you just redirect your attention to somebody that actually does fulfill what it is that you are seeking from the media and music and content of any kind that you consume.
How about that?
Because when you're sitting here raging, which is what you're doing, you are ultimately still engaging with it. You are giving them your time. You are giving them your attention. And that's all these industries want from you, because your attention is money for them. And so partially, if we want the media that is fed to us to be better, to be changed, we have to stop engaging with the slop that they're throwing our fucking way. We have to take responsibility for what we consume, what we intake, what we give our time to. And I don't feel like enough people are doing that. So she doesn't have any real musical talent, artistic talent. She isn't impassioned about rap at all. She's not a fashion girly. She's not, like, in my opinion, exciting to keep up with to any capacity. And I'm guessing all her poop bars are just reflective of how she really and truly thinks that her shit don't stink. The bitch attitude sucks. Real bad. And she's out here actually just straight up using people. Like, not only is she a sex worker cosplaying as a rapper, she's an opportunist. Like she definitely hangs around people to get their co-sign or to even steal their swag to make her look better. Like with what she did to Cleo, which I wholeheartedly believe everything that Cleo said about that situation. Because you know the fuck what? I have definitely had to cut off a few people in my life who are just like Ice Spice. People so envious of you that they intentionally try to put you in positions to make you look bad or to devalue you in some kind of way. And then when you confront them about it, irregardless of how kind or how nice you are about that confrontation, you realize that they did all of that just so they could have something to argue with you with. Just so they could call you all types of shit. Just so they could go around talking about you. Yeah, I've definitely encountered a lot of ISIS Gastons in my motherfucking day. And I left all those bitches behind too. Which this kind of gets me into my next half of my points on Ice Spice. Which, if you don't know, I also have like an esoteric channel. And this is where I'm gonna get into like the spiritual aspect of stuff. And if you don't like believe in that, or like that's not something you're into or whatever, I'll just put a timestamp for like the end of the video, or like whenever I finish talking about that. And you could just kind of skip this part. But this I am also including as the reality of all of who Ice Spice is. So Cleo says that Ice Spice is a demon and that she is evil. And I don't wholeheartedly disagree with that, but I don't really think that it's like, oh, she's an Illuminati, she's, I don't know, like a dark witch, she's whatever. I think that she is just a person who really and truly does not believe in anything more than what she sees. She doesn't believe in anything. She doesn't have any kind of faith. Like, her entire value system is material things. Like, that's all she cares about is the fame, attention, and the money. I saw some people, because she's also a Capricorn. I saw some people say, like, that it's her Capricorn ways. And I think it was Jasmine's Garden. She was like, don't blame it on Capricorns. And it's just like, yes, it is like that she is just a bad person, but the ways that she is exhibiting these harmful behaviors is particularly very Capricorn, very low vibrational Capricorn. She is very calculated in who she hangs around with. She doesn't just hang around people because she likes them, especially if they're females. She doesn't actually care about what she's putting out, what she's like. All she cares about is the money and the fame, is the money and the attention, which Capricorn rules the 10th house, which is the house of fame and reputation. Capricorn also rules over the devil card in tarot, and the devil rules over the earth and all material things. And material things are 100% what she values. That's all she really gives a fuck about, clearly. Like, she doesn't care. She just doesn't care. And as such, she is very much influenced by demonic forces. When you are ruled by material things, you are ruled by the devil, because that's what the devil rules over: material things, materialism. And by making materials and just things and wealth and attention and fame your most valuable thing, you are essentially assigning those things as your god. And in effect, the devil is also your god. I don't feel like it's that she is just straight up a demon. Like, I don't think. All right, and for a moment here, I'd like to get a tad bit more specific when speaking on the energy of Capricorn and the mythos of it, right? I could definitely do with learning a bit more about the archetype, the energetic archetype of Capricorn in specific, but what I have read and learned from it is that Capricorn is it is an energy archetype that is motivated by fear. So like the mythos of the sea goat, which is the mythical creature that represents the energy of Capricorn, is that it continues to climb the mountain higher and higher, which the mountain can be viewed as achievements, success, reputation, security, climbing the social ladder, the corporate ladder, that type of thing. It climbs the ladder in order to avoid the water, to avoid, more specifically, vulnerability, because that's what water represents, right? In esoterics, it represents depth, emotion, core values. The sea goat is fearful of the water, all while not recognizing that it's fully equipped to handle those depths, because it literally is a sea goat. It has a tail, it has fish scales. It would be perfectly fine in the water, but it is instead allowing fear to control its direction and to control its motivation and its decisions. So what a lot of Capricorns do, they are recognized as high achievers typically, yes, right? But what a lot of people don't realize is that those achievements are motivated of a fear of scarcity, a fear of not having enough, a fear of not being enough. Say there's a Capricorn that's really climbing the social ladder. It's because they have a fear of being judged. It's because they have a fear of not being enough. And so they have to overcompensate that by having a large group of people that admire them or that are connected to them in some kind of way. Say there's a Capricorn that's really climbing the corporate ladder. There's a fear of not having enough materially. This person could have been somebody who grew up in poverty or straddling the poverty line, I should say. And it's that fear of being where they were that drives them to work very hard, or even at times overwork, in order to just not be where they've been. And this energy is represented by the devil card in tarot, because the devil card in tarot represents anything that keeps you tied and bound in the most positive sense and most harmless sense. The devil card can just represent contracts as a whole, like, and that could be a good thing, like a job contract, like a tenure or something, right? But for the most part, usually things that keep us tied and bound are not really the best for us. And with the energetic archetype of Capricorn, they tend to be bound by their fear. And what Capricorn as an energy is supposed to be teaching us is that by making fear-based decisions, constantly making fear-based decisions, will lead you down a demonic path. The pathway to hell is lined with fear-based decisions. And if you look at our society and the way that we have operated, a lot of it is fear-based decisions. It's looking out for one man for themselves, in the sense of being fearful of being stabbed in the back or not receiving back what you've given out. And I feel like the loneliness epidemic that we are currently going through, and this social disconnection that we are experiencing, comes from a fear of like I said with the energy of Capricorn, a fear of being where they've been, a fear of going through the betrayals and disappointments or other things that they even just witness other people go through, right? And in basing our moves on the fear of betrayal, a lot of us have foregone socializing almost altogether. And there's a part in here, I don't know, I think I already said this at this point in the video, but there's a part in here where I speak on how people thought that Ice Spice was like so cool and whatever because she was like, she seemed nonchalant, and really it's just she didn't have a personality. And people like that, people who are fearful of being transparent in who they are and presenting their personality as they are, tend to be people who are fearful of not being accepted as they are, and so they just kind of mold themselves to be whoever and however they see the most successful and popular people around them being, right? In order to fit in order to validate that fear of not being enough for other people. And I feel like that is a lot of where Ice Spice truly comes from. And that's why she keeps karmically getting hit with these instances and reminders of not being enough, because that's what has led her to the position that she's in anyway. The fear of not being enough, the fear of not being socially accepted, of not being cool enough. She has to make sure that she's an it girl or the princess of rap or whatever, in order to validate her own ego, in order to validate that self-worth wound. All right. And that's just what Ice Spice gives me. And in particular, I haven't explained this in the video yet, but like the situation with her and Cleo went down because she is fearful of trusting other women. She's fearful that another female could never be genuine towards her and that it's always competition. I'll explain that like a bit further down in the video, but yeah, as a Capricorn, her ego identity is around making fear-based decisions. As a low vibrational Capricorn, more specifically. Not all Capricorns are like this, because you know what? Some Capricorns actually fucking love themselves. So, so they don't act like this, but the ones that don't act like this.
She's really that kind of consciously aware. I think she's just very 3D, very third dimensional level of consciousness. Like, she doesn't particularly experience empathy. She like there's just nothing there, bitch. And when you don't have any type of faith, because I'm not even, this is no shade to atheists either, because atheists can still have faith in the sense of they have faith in themselves. They have their own morals. They have a sense of integrity. They have things that they believe in. It's just not particularly a God. And in my personal interpretation and belief and understanding of God and what God is, the more you embrace yourself, the more you're embracing God. So if you have faith in yourself, faith in your own capabilities, you're essentially having faith in God. Like, those things are like the same to me. So I'm not even talking about like atheists. Like, she does not believe in anything more than what she sees. I just feel like she definitely has demonic forces that work through her. I wouldn't say she's like possessed. You feel me? I don't know. I don't feel like it's that necessarily, but there are demonic influences that work through her, like demons of greed, lust, envy, that work through her because she doesn't have any kind of faith. Like, she has a lot of like holes in her auric field that allow for those kinds of any type of spiritual influence to go in through her, but she's not going to get any kind of higher vibrational spirits or guides that come and work with her because she's so low vibrational based on how she fucking acts and her lack of integrity and her value system. Like, ain't no angel gonna want to work with her ass, because she don't even want to, she don't even care to be on no angelic type shit. She just want the money, just the money and the fucking and the attention. And she really, cause she really like the way that she is so gung-ho about going in those like Twitter spaces and talking to her fans. Like, I know she would talk so much shit like that in the group chats in like high school or whatever. I know that she was that type of mean girl. She just wants a bunch of people to just ride her fucking dick. She just wants to have this group of people that just continually praise her and fucking hype her up and shit. She is honestly a person who is desperate for attention and social validation. There is a mother wound there. And in her text to Cleo, she mentioned that, I think everyone's jealous of me. Even my mom's jealous of me. I believe her when she said that, because it is not uncommon that moms who became moms very early in their adulthood, and or moms who are just not emotionally secure within themselves, they will become very jealous of their daughter's youth and the possibility that they have for themselves in their own lives. That is not an uncommon thing. I don't doubt that that's what she experienced, because you know what? I bet you her mama was also fine when she was young, and she ain't get all this from shaking her ass. She just got a bunch of kids. Like, her mom probably is jealous of her, and as such, I think from a spiritual perspective and a psychological perspective as well, that kind of implanted this idea in her that all women are like this, just all fake, catty, jealous, envious, which jealousy and envy are not the same thing, by the way. And from a psychological standpoint, when we go out into the world and start developing our own relationships and stuff, if you have very traumatic or estranged or damaged, unhealthy, imbalanced, a lot of those things, relationship dynamics with either of your parents or relatives as a whole, you are going to go out and unconsciously seek out people like them so that you can try and fix those kinds of relationships, fix those dynamics. And from like a spiritual standpoint, since that is what she was conditioned to believe that women were like, she is going to just keep attracting that same kind of woman or in her life, because her assumption that that is what all women are like is that's what she's going to be served. Perception is reality. What you see is reflective of what you believe. And I really do believe that Cleo was put in her life as a test. Because I bet you there were probably times where she really prayed for a real and genuine friend. Where she really just wished that girls weren't so fake. And then she met a real motherfucker like Cleo, a real ass friend like Cleo, someone who is genuinely down to get to know her and kick it with her, spend time with her, whatever, and so forth. She didn't know what to do with her. She didn't know how to handle Cleo. And I believe Cleo was kind of a karmic test, where it was kind of like God in the universe was like, okay, you want a real friend, a real female friend. We'll see how healed you are. Let me present you with one. Do you actually believe that friends like that exist? And she hadn't dismantled that negative assumption about other women and friendships amongst women within herself, to where she ended up being the perpetrator of the exact same type of shit that was done to her, because she assumed that that's just what it was going to be anyway. And I really do believe that she was very much envious, or I'll say jealous. I'll say envy might be the word, because she stole her style and shit, and like really did not want her to have anything. And you know what? I think it does stem from when that time that they were at like one of those basketball games together, and it was a video of Ice Spice. But when the video was posted, and Cleo was sitting next to her, and when the video was posted, everybody was asking about Cleo. Everybody was talking about Cleo and not her.
And you can really tell Ice did not want another episode of what happened at the Knicks game. Do y'all remember? The camera was giving Ice Spice all the love and all the shine. Cleo was sitting there unbothered, pretty as hell, eating her ice and sipping on her fruit punch. And although Ice was supposed to be the star, everyone, I mean everyone, was talking about how beautiful Cleo looked. Like, for real, this should have been the edit. This should have really been the edit because people could not stop talking about how beautiful Cleo looked. And someone like Ice Spice, who thinks that everyone is jealous of them, even their mother, imagine what she felt when she saw that the moment wasn't about her. It was about Cleo.
And I think that really was triggering Ice Spice and really rubbed her the wrong way because, first of all, I do believe she's colorist. So, no, I really think that she looked at Cleo as, like, some kind of, like, just a black sidekick. Like, just a black accessory. And so, to her, it was, like, audacious. Like, how the fuck is this Negro getting more motherfucking attention than me?
Wait a minute. Who?
She's not even as popular.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
And so she wanted to put Cleo in positions to intentionally downplay her because she felt offended and away about her outshining her without doing much of anything, which is probably not that much far from how her own mother perceived her. And as such, she went and replicated that with other women that she encountered in life. But yeah, I really do believe that Cleo was kind of a test for her on, do you even actually believe that you could have real friendships with other women, real genuine bonds with other women? And she failed. She failed that test. And in failing, she also essentially, like, she's losing everything. Like,
The woman was too stunned to speak.
The fall off is about to be astronomical. Unless she starts selling booty cheeks. Like, she is not going to maintain the same relevancy. People are bored of her. And then also, your attitude sucks.
America, explain!
So people don't like you either. Like, and you're not even talented. Like, you do not have enough talent to be out here like this. Like,
Who are you?
but, also,
Y'all, this that Miss Seeley hand that everything you done to me already been done to you.
I believe she was onto some destiny swapping bullshit. I low-key, I don't think Ice Spice was ever supposed to be famous. I don't think she ever really had, like, this dream of being a rapper. I think this is a dream that she stole from somebody else. I'm gonna put a really good video on destiny swapping in the description, and just to, like, give you a better explanation, a more clear explanation. It's, like, apparent in the way that she always, like, stole styles from different girls, particularly Cleo. Like, it was bodysuits and Jordans, and then now you're doing mini skirts with the boots. Like,
Wait a minute. America, explain!
and she really wanted to play in Cleo's face like Cleo was nobody. I knew who Cleotrapa was. I may not have listened to her music, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, bro.
But I knew who she was, and I thought she was funny. Like, I already like Cleotrapa. She boosted you, bitch. And you knew that. Because you used her for that. And then simultaneously got mad at her for the same light that you gravitated towards her for in the first place. Like, bitch, you're strange. It's clear that rapping is not even, like, she doesn't care about this. She has no passion for this. Because what Destiny Swappers will do is they will get close to you and study you, especially if they admire you. They will get close to you just to study you and start mimicking you, and then getting into the same things that you invest yourself in. And suddenly they're getting more attention than you in something that you've already been doing and have a genuine passion for. Even though they're nowhere near as talented, they're getting more accolades, more recognition, and you start feeling tired and kind of directionless. It's because they literally deadass stole your dream. They stole your goal from you. And in reality, what these people do is they simultaneously, as they are mimicking you, they go to other people and talk shit about you and downplay you. so that they can try and convince other people that you're copying them and essentially trying to become you and switch places with you. And some say that the low state that you enter and that lack of ambition that you feel is part of their karma for like all of how they treated people and stuff. But I don't know, like, again, I'll put that video down there in the description and have somebody else explain that to you even further. Maybe I'll make my own video on destiny swapping on my esoteric channel, because I definitely do have an experience with someone trying to destiny swap with me, and I left that bitch quick. I have experienced at least 2 different instances of that, and both times I left them motherfuckers behind, and they're still where I left them. But yeah, like, Cleo linked up with Ice Spice basically as soon as she got like famous. She's been famous the past 2 years. That's how long they have been friends. And Ice Spice started to rise and rise and rise as she started to dress like her. I haven't listened to Cleo's music for real, but I bet you she probably started to flow like her. She probably stole a lot of different things from Cleo that only like somebody who's been like really consistently paying attention to Cleo, like as a fan, probably would notice. But I bet you, watch how Cleo rises after this. Watch how Cleo's career goes up, because that was her rightful spot. She was meant to be getting these kinds of accolades because she actually fucking worked for it and truly has a passion for it. But I also think that there was whoever put Ice Spice onto rapping, she says like she used to write little raps and stuff, and I don't know, to me that just sounds like a made up story. That sounds really fake. There was probably somebody that she was friends with who genuinely was passionate about rap and really liked doing it and thought that they were friends. So she like, I'm assuming it's a girl, probably is, with how evil and conniving that Isis be with girls. But you know, when you're friends with somebody, you like to share the things that you like with them, you know? And it feels cool when they engage in it with you. Whoever put Ice Spice onto rapping is probably some really fantastic rapper, if not writer, that is not getting the play that they deserve right now, because Ice Spice literally stole their dream. Yeah, that's the reality of Ice Spice, Gaston. She's really fucking fake, untalented, stank-ass attitude, an opportunist, allows demons to work through her. If you skip the spiritual part, that one would probably be alarming to you. Has no interest in being talented, has no passion about the art form or sport of rap or music in general, barely has a fucking personality. Bitch was asked to fucking freestyle and bent over and started twerking. Like, bitch, just go be a sex worker. Put the mic down and get to a motherfucking club. Like,
Oh my God. What is that?
set up that OnlyFans. Like, I don't know. You would get much less criticism there because it's like you are fully embracing your skill set. You're not going to be held to this higher standard that you don't even care to be at. That's the crazy thing. It's like, you don't even care about this. And was talking so much trash about Nicki only to like make this Nicki clone song, really trying to steal her flow, wear her wigs. Like, she's just so fucking lame. She's really corny to me. Just really very corny. And I can tell there's a hurt person behind that. But bitch, no one leaves this earth unscathed. A lot of us are hurt. That doesn't give you an excuse to go around and perpetrate that same hurt. It actually just makes you really fucking weak and lame. You're a loser for that shit. And as long as you continue to be this way, you will forever be a fucking loser for that shit. And that goes out to anybody like Ice Spice either. But yeah, that was the end of my first ever pop culture commentary video. Do leave a like. Definitely share your thoughts. Like, for real. Who do you think Ice Spice really is? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, beyond the twerking, who the fuck are you, bitch? Anyways, share your thoughts. I would love to know. And hopefully I will see you in another upload of mine. Okay. Bye, y'all. Also, sorry I'm not looking in the camera the whole time. Again, I'm new in these streets. And also, I really enjoy my makeup right now. As I was doing it, I was a little worried. I was like, I look like a clown. But, you know, I'm enjoying it. And I think it goes well. Fit check. Hold on. Wait. Ooh. Oh my god. I spies. Give you a run for your money, bitch. Ugh. She's cute, okay? I had to put this like underneath. One, because it matched my eye makeup better, and two, because this thing is just, I don't know why this hole is so big. I don't like it. I don't like that. But I got this dress for like, on clearance for like $25 at Akira, so. This is the first time I've ever actually worn it, to be honest. Because, like, I struggled, like, of what to do about this. Like, this hole is too big. Going my nose a little bit. Anyways, share your thoughts. I would love to know. Look at this highlight moment. You can see me, I did a TikTok of me like putting this makeup together. It's a recreation of this look by like makeup artist D or something like that. I don't know, it's in the TikTok. Now look at this fucking highlight. Ooh, bitch. Oh my god. Oh my god.